Hi everyone, welcome to Module 2. Thank you to everybody for doing your class introductions in Module 1. I really enjoyed kind of getting to know everybody a little bit better. I want to kind of backtrack for myself and do a class introduction for you, as I didn't do one in the post. So a little bit about me is I have been teaching at NHTI in the Early Childhood Department since 2014, so this is my 5th school year doing it. I've taught health, safety, and nutrition. I've taught the positive behavior class several times. I've taught it all online, but I've done it several different semesters worth. I've also taught 2 of the curriculum classes when they used to be the arts and STEM. And currently I am also teaching 2 sessions online of children's literature. So I'm teaching 3 online courses this semester. My full-time job, because this is just kind of part-time stuff, is I'm a kindergarten teacher at the Learning Center at Concord Hospital. I'm our only kindergarten teacher. So I really enjoy doing it, and it's kind of nice having the in-class experience. And at my center, we have 8 weeks and up, children 8 weeks and older. So I've been in the infant room. I used to be an infant room lead teacher years ago. So I have that experience. I help in other classrooms as well. This year, I'm the only staff member in my classroom. I have 13 students, but I'm the only one in there. So I don't get to help out in other classrooms as much as I would like to. But I have experience with preschool, toddlers, and infants as well. I have 2 boys. My oldest son, Hunter, is a freshman in high school. My youngest son, Colby, is a 7th grader right now. My husband and I and the boys, we live in Hopkinton. We are very big, avid sports fans. So both of my boys play soccer, basketball, baseball. We stay pretty busy. Right now we're juggling 3 soccer teams as well. So we are very busy with sports. We enjoy going to Red Sox games, Celtics games, Rev games, which is soccer team that plays down at Gillette Stadium, if you don't know who they are. Both of my boys have actually had the opportunity to play on Gillette Field before a Revs game with their club team. So that was a really cool experience for them. So we enjoy sports in general, and we stay pretty busy with that. Between work, school, and sports, we are pretty busy. So that's a little bit about me. It's kind of jumping ship to Module 2. This week, what I want you to think about, the first thing is thinking about creating nurturing and responsive relationships with children. So what can we do as teachers on a daily basis every day to help build these nurturing and responsive relationships with children? So what I want you to do is, in the discussion post, I want you to share an idea that you have. Maybe it's an idea that you've observed, maybe it's an idea of something that you already do, but how can we build those relationships with children in a positive manner? And one example that I can think of is, just even sitting with the children during mealtime and just engaging with them and getting to know about them. Asking about how their weekend was, or that maybe they're playing soccer right now, ask how soccer's going, or that their family went on a vacation, asking how that was. Just really getting to know the children. And with infants, this is just sitting and cuddling with them and talking about things with them. And, maybe the family shared with you that over the weekend they went on a hike. So it's a baby, and they're not necessarily going to respond to you, but sharing that with them. Oh, mommy told me you went on a hike this weekend. And just that's the first step of cuddling with them and sharing and talking with them, or sitting at the table during meal times and having a conversation with them on a personal level. So that's something that's really important, and just an easy way for them to get to know you, because you're going to share with them, and for them to share information with you and you getting to know them. And it just kind of shows them that you care, having that personal one-on-one conversation with them. So that is the first discussion post in there. The second post that we're going to do is we're going to talk about hot buttons. Now, when you think about a hot button, I want you to think about those hot button behaviors, those ones that really get your blood boiling. And when you click on the discussion post, I have a video in there that kind of goes into more depth about talking about what a hot button is. So you're going to watch my video, and then I want you to think about what is your hot button. What are those behaviors? And just kind of create a list, and I go over it in the video. But you're going to share with us your top hot blood boiling button behavior in the discussion. This week you don't need to go back and read each other's, you just need to kind of share your own. Next week we're going to have a follow-up in Module 3 about this conversation where we kind of converse with each other. This week you just need to kind of go in there and share with us what that behavior is and how it makes you feel and why you think maybe it makes you feel that way. Why is it a hot button behavior for you? The next thing is we're going to do our second skill set. Last module we focused on turning a no into a yes. And with these skill sets, I really want you to remember that that's going to be your focal point. So, for example, with the turning a no into a yes, I still saw in the examples that students were submitting negatives. So, the thought behind turning a no into a yes is we're going to focus on the positive. We're going to teach children what to do rather than what not to do. If I'm telling a child to stop running in the classroom, that's still a negative. A different way to word it would be, please use walking feet inside. Some of the examples that students submitted was, there was still a negative. Yes, you followed up by telling them what to do and kind of redirecting them. But even when you're explaining safety purposes of, so for example, if I'm telling a child, please don't climb on that right now, you could get hurt. You're still having that negative. You're telling them, please don't, stop. There's a negative part in that. So yes, it was followed up by, you could get hurt. But a more positive way of turning a no into a yes would be telling them where they could climb. If you'd like to climb, please go over on the structure right now. So I saw some of those, even though in that number 5 part, you guys, some of you were describing, I think I wouldn't change anything. I told them what to do. There was still negative pieces in there. So when we do these skill sets, I really want you to think about, are you meeting those? And it's okay if you're not. Like if you use those words, it's okay. I mean, our end goal is to be using the positive for following those skill sets, but really describing in the number 5. So if I'm talking in a negative way and I'm saying, no, I wouldn't change the situation, I wouldn't change anything that I did, I think I handled it really well, the outcome was great, awesome, but you didn't really meet the skill set that we were working on. So I didn't mark anybody down this week, but I will be in the future. So really go into detail into that number 5 part of, did you meet that skill set? Did you not? What would you change? What would you not change? Whatever. But really go into depth and think about that. So this week we're going to be looking at good versus responsible teacher. And I have a video in there. But think about a good teacher is, we all are a good teacher. We all have these great, good intentions for children. But if a child comes up to me and I know that they know how to put their socks on, but maybe we're in a rush to get outside and I do it for them, that's me being a good teacher. A responsible teacher would have the child try themselves first. Another example is, I have a kindergartner come up to me and they're asking me, they've tried once to zip up their coat and they're asking me to help them. A good teacher is going to do that. A responsible teacher is going to say, let me see you try once or twice more, and then if you can't do it, I will help you. But when I help the child, I'm going to go through and explain and show them how to do it. So I don't automatically do stuff for them, but I use it as a teaching moment. That's the difference between a good versus responsible teacher. So go in and watch that video. You're going to do a skill set this week of you being a responsible teacher, or a moment where you are a good teacher and you could turn that into being a responsible teacher. Again, detail and really thinking about that end goal and the skill set that we're working on. So that is your skill set assignment. This week I'm also going to, there's a Making Positive Behaviors Visible assignment. I'm going to click on there, have the rubric really look it over, look through the explanation. But basically the Making Positive Behaviors Visible assignment is you are going to be focusing on a skill that a child maybe has a challenging behavior with. Maybe it's that hot button behavior. And you're going to observe and look over in the next couple weeks a time when that child had a success. Maybe a child has a really hard time entering play and sharing with another child. And you observe they did. And you know, they did an awesome job sharing, and you take a picture, because there needs to be a visible piece to that. That is why it's Making Positive Behaviors Visible. I need to see something. A lot of students in the past have gotten marked down because they say they observed this interaction or they observed this child do a certain task, but there's nothing visible, nothing tangible to show that. So you're going to read through the rubric. It's pretty black and white. Find a time where this child has had a positive behavior. Document it. Make it visible. Bring that behavior to life. And then you are going to share it with that family. So this needs to be planned out and thought out. You need to talk to your cooperating teacher or your lead teacher or schedule time. It can be a pickup time, but make sure there's time for it. And you're going to be meeting with the family and sharing this with them. And then you're going to be documenting how that went. That is all in there. This assignment is not due till October 15th. Do not, and I repeat, do not wait until the last minute to do this. Parents are busy at pickup and drop-off time. You may think, oh, I'm going to share this with a parent tonight, and it gets crazy, it gets hectic. You know, there's other children in the room. Maybe you can't talk to them. Maybe you're at the CFDC. This needs to be planned out and have a set time for it. Talk to the lead teacher. Talk to the cooperating teacher. Talk to your coworkers. If you need help coming up with a child or even a behavior that a child needs to work on. Do not wait until the last minute. This is a large assignment. It is 120 points. If you don't do it or you don't meet all the qualifications and the expectations in the rubric, I can tell you from experience with other students, it can really affect your grade. It can make or break the difference between a C- and a C. It can make a big difference in your grade in the end. So do not wait till the last minute. Look over the rubric. If you have any questions, let me know. The other assignment that you're going to start this week, that is a long term, it's not due until November 12th. We're going to be kind of picking away at throughout the semester. So you're not going to submit anything this week, but you're going to plug away at it, is your inventory of practices. So this is a self-inventory. You're going to be looking at yourself and your practices in the classroom. Print out the rubric that I have in the explanation. Here's the first page, or second page really. It looks like this. Here's skill set 1, skill set 2, and you're going to be reading over and you're going to take an honest look at yourself and reflect on each of these pinpoints. And this week you're going to do skills 1, 2, and 3, which is on the next page. And you're going to think about yourself. So skill set 1, the first box says, greets children on arrival, calls by names. Do you honestly, consistently do that, occasionally do that, or seldomly do that? You're going to mark yourself. Anything you mark it consistently, this number 3, there has to be an explanation or examples over here on the side. Make sure you're dating when you are doing these observations. And make sure that when you're writing your examples, if you consistently do it, that they directly match and prove are an explanation of how you meet these. If you need more room, go on to another piece of paper. It's as simple as that. So we're going to be working on this throughout the entire semester. You are not submitting anything this week. Just throwing that out there again. You are doing skills 1, 2, and 3. Where we do work on this the entire semester, I highly suggest you do these as I give them throughout the semester, because you do not do all of the skill sets. And I can usually tell at the end of semester who wasn't doing them as we go along, because you do all of them, which is great. You're self-reflecting on yourself, but it also tells me you weren't doing them throughout the semester. So don't get behind. Do skill sets 1, 2, and 3 this week. And that's it. That's all the assignments for this week. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Have a fantastic Module 2, and until next week, have a great week.